Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today we are going to be learning how to model the furniture from the tutorial below. So, we're going to open up a new file. Hold on. Sorry. I'm going to open up a new file. And we're going to create the bed first. So you're going to scale the cube on the z-axis, x-axis, and y-axis. You're going to add a subdivision surface. Control R to loop cut. Or add a loop. You're going to add it on the top, bottom, right, and left. You're going to select it, and we're going to duplicate it. I'm going to move it on the z-axis. Next, we're going to do the blanket. So we're going to add a plane, out of edit mode. Going to move it into the place. You're going to go to top view, move it over onto the bed. You're going to subdivide it twice. Move the loop cuts to 10 on the first one, and on the second one, move the loop cuts to 5. You're going to add cloth, and you're going to change it to silk. We're going to press Alt-A. And we can see that it makes a nice bed. This computer is a little bit slow. You're going to have to wait. Okay, so this looks really good. Okay, so next we're going to be doing the pillows. But first we're going to apply the cloth modifier on the blanket. So we're going to smooth the blanket. We're going to go to the So you're going to go to the modifiers and apply it. Net mode, that's a lot of polys. So you're going to take a cube, scale it on the z-axis. Move it down into a pillow position. We're going to have 3 pillows. You're going to add a subdivision surface. Do the loop cuts up, down, and right. And move some of the corners over where it's kind of like a pillow. You're going to loop cut over. Scale it up a little bit. Scale it on the z-axis. Duplicate it. And we're going to change it a little bit. Okay. So you're going to... Next, what we are going to do is duplicate it, that pillow we just did, smooth it, duplicate it, and we are going to rotate it into the right position. Sorry about that. Just a, Okay, so we just rotated it. Now we are going to move it into position. We are going to move it into position. Okay. So, what we are going to do is select everything and join it together. Apply all the modifiers. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Sorry about the noise in the background. Okay, so I'm going to save this as tutorial furniture. There's a little party going on. Okay, so we're going to create a new scene. Call it furniture. I'm going to scale it on the y-axis just a little bit. So, this is going to be the dresser. So, we are going to create the mirror. So you extrude one side out and extrude it up. Okay, so you're going to extrude it up, scale it on the y-axis, scale it on the y-axis. Again, keep extruding it. Now we're going to make the mirror. So you're going to extrude a face and extrude it down and extrude it up. So now we're going to make the drawers. So you're going to create a face, duplicate it, scale it on the z-axis, and Control R to add a loop cut. You're going to V it, press B in the middle, and there we go. So now we're going to extrude it out and extrude it in and scale it, and we're going to duplicate it to the other side. Okay. So you're just going to duplicate it down once or twice, depending on how big your dresser is. So the next thing after the drawers is the handles. Okay, so in a different layer, you're going to create a plane, delete in edit mode, delete one vertex, all the vertices except for one, and you're going to extrude them into a handle shape. Okay. So we are going to add a mirror modifier to get to the other side. You just have to pick some of the okay, so you're going to say get 2 vertices on top and bottom and W bridge edge loops. And now you're going to add a mirror modifier and keep on clipping. Okay, so there's our little handle thing. Now we're going to have to actually make the handle itself. So you're going to create a cube and you're going to extrude it into a hand-grabbing, like, handle. Okay. Now we can see that we have a handle. So you need a subdivision surface, and I'm going to add 2 loop cuts to where it looks like a handle. You're going to extrude it, move it, and there we go. So we're going to apply the modifier and rotate it, the handle, on the y-axis to where it looks like it's pointing down. You're going to join both of them together. Okay, so we're going to add an edge split to that, and I'm going to move it up to the first layer. And now we are going to place it on our dresser. So you're just going to duplicate it onto each of the drawers. And you're going to join them all together. Select them all and join them together. Okay, there we go. So, now what we're going to do is get the dress. Next, after the dresser, we're going to be making the table. We're going to make the platform for the dresser, so you just extrude the top face out and scale it. We're going to create a new scene, call it table. Once you do that, you're going to create a circle cube. 4 of them. Scale them on the Z-axis. If you want, you can duplicate one of them. And then we're going to join them all together in an edit mode. We're going to add a circle. So we're going to move the circle onto the table. Press F to face. Extrude it up. Now we're going to move the legs a little bit down. I'm going to add a subdivision surface. I'm going to say Control R to make it look like it's actually attached to the table, and add a loop cut and move them up and down on each of the legs. Okay, the cloth on the table is next. So we've done it, we did this on the bed, so we're just going to add a plane, subdivide it 10 times, and then subdivide it 5 times. Okay. Once we get that done, we're going to add a cloth. Keep it at silk. Alt A. This may take a little while. Okay, so we're going to stop the keyframes when we want to get the... Okay, so you're going to smooth the cloth, apply the cloth modifier. We're going to join both of the cloth and the table together. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to save this. Now we have 3 scenes. So we're going to add a new scene, call it lamp. And we're going to create a circle. Extrude it up, scale it, extrude it up again, scale it, and extrude it up. Scale it, and then extrude it and scale, and then extrude it up. So now we are going to extrude it, scale it. Okay, so we're going to add another circle. Extrude it down, scale it. Okay, there's our lamp. So we're just going to add a subdivision surface. Control R to add loop cuts. Okay, next we are going to be creating the vases. Okay, so we're going to save this, create a new scene called vases or vase. So you're just going to create a cube, scale it on the z-axis, extrude it down, and just extrude it into the shape of a vase. Very low poly vase. Then you're going to add a subdivision surface, Control R, and move it down. And then you're going to smooth it. Subdivision to 2. You're going to duplicate it, and you're going to scale it up a little bit. Now we're going to save that. Next thing we're going to create is a box, which is going to go under the bed. So I'm going to create a new scene, call it box. And you're going to create a cube, scale it, and on the z-axis, you're going to take Control R right in the middle. You're going to duplicate one of the faces on the top, and you're going to press H to hide it. And you're going to delete the 2 faces at the top, Alt H. And you're going to extrude that face up. And then you're going to duplicate it over, rotate it on the y-axis, move it up. Sorry about that, I accidentally duplicated it. So, rotate on the y-axis to make the box look like it is a box. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So now we look at the box and it looks really good. So next we're gonna create the iPhone on the bed. So we're gonna add a new scene. And you're gonna call it iPhone. You're gonna create a cube, scale it on the z-axis, scale it on the y-axis and the x-axis into the shape of an iPhone. You're gonna extrude the top face, and then you're gonna extrude it down, and then you're gonna add 2 loop cuts in the middle, and you're gonna extrude one of the faces down. You're gonna save it, add a subdivision surface, Control R. Now I want to smooth it. Since the iPhone isn't really shown, it doesn't have to look realistic because it's small, unless you want to do an up-close scene. So now we're going to select 3 of the faces and move it towards the screen, extrude it down, extrude it down. Now we're just going to scale the top one. Okay. This is all the scenes we are going to model. There's only a few other things, I think. Oh, yes. So, I'm going to add a cube. Maybe not. Okay. So, that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. The lighting and rendering tutorial is below. So, you cannot download the blend file cut because there's already another blend file for the lighting and rendering. Sorry about this. Some of this stuff is just pictures of real life things. So some of the stuff I've not done. Okay, thanks for watching this tutorial. And we will be back for another tutorial. Sorry about this, I'm just gonna look at my lighting scene, show you what we didn't model. we did not model the window because the window is very high poly. But everything else on the walls is I'm going to teach you how to model in the lighting and rendering. Bye.